Are you just getting into hand balancing? Well, give the frog stand a try because it gives you confidence and a solid foundation for balancing on your hands. Right. I'm a massive fan of the frog stand because it helps build strength in our fingers, which are going to be really essential when we're learning to control our balance. And it also helps build some of that prerequisite strength in our shoulders when we're going upside down and into a handstand. Because we're really low to the floor, it means it's nice and safe, and I'm going to show you some ways that you can progress, but also some problem solving as well. To start with, we're going to be gripping the floor really tightly with our fingers. So hands shoulder width apart, and what we're not trying to do is go completely flat to the ground with our fingers. We want to leave a little bit of space underneath the palm of the hand, and that just gives us a little bit more control. So using the fingers, gripping the ground really tightly, and we're almost trying to tear the ground apart because that's going to create more stability through the shoulder. What we're then looking to do is use the forearm as a fulcrum. So that's really nice and strong. We've got weight in front of the fulcrum, which is our head, and then we've got weight behind, which is our bum. So we're almost creating like a seesaw. So notice how I'm trying to balance here. If I've got too much weight behind, i.e. my bum is too low, I'll fall backwards. And the opposite will happen. If my head is too far forwards, then I'm going to end up going too far forwards. So I need to try and balance and manage that weight accordingly. We're going to jam the elbow into the crook of the knee. If this is the first time you've ever done this, it can be quite daunting. I'm looking to control this movement. I'm not trying to just surprise physics and launch myself forwards. Lean forwards, gripping the ground tightly, using those fingertips. And progressively, I'm going to feel my feet get lighter and lighter. So what I can look to do there is move one foot off and then take the second foot off when I feel confident, when I feel that I've found that balance point. Leaning forwards, and now I can start to feel that my feet are getting lighter. So take one foot off, second foot off, and I'm balancing, using those fingers to stop me over rotating and going too far forwards. With this movement, there is a point where I have to commit. I have to grip really tightly. And what I'm using is these fingers to act as a brake to stop me over rotating. So this is something that you can progressively build up. That strength won't happen overnight. So we're looking to build 5 to 10 seconds here and building that confidence and the strength that we need to stop us over rotating. So let's do that again. Hands shoulder width apart, gripping the ground nice and tightly. Knee onto the elbow, gradually roll forwards. Okay, I can start to feel it's nice and light in one foot, so take one foot off, take the second foot off. Fantastic, and we're balancing. Look at that, we're balancing. So when I'm ready, I can roll back onto the balls of my feet. What we're looking to do is create an environment where the brain and the body feels safe. In order to feel safe in that movement, what you may want to do is use a couple of yoga blocks or even a cushion or a pillow in front of your face so that if you do over rotate, you don't end up breaking your nose. Don't worry, everyone falls, everyone fails, but that is part of the learning journey. Lean forwards, and then knowing that the yoga block is there, it means I can rest almost like a headstand, and then I can take my feet off and I can get comfortable in that position, knowing that I'm not going to over rotate and boop, break my nose. Gently find the yoga block and notice straight away, my body finds that balance point a lot easier. What I'm not trying to do is rely too much on that yoga block. Notice when I'm here, I'm resting on the yoga block, but we don't want to become too reliant on the yoga block. So gripping the ground nice and hard. When I push the ground hard, my head comes away. So relax, push, 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 push. As we get more confident, what we can do is get rid of one of the yoga blocks, and it means that we've got more height and we can express that control and strength through a greater range, but still have something secure there. Head can touch, but I've got more opportunity to express strength and balance and still have that security blanket if I need it to touch back down. But notice here, I'm fairly passive, just rocking forward on my forearms, but when I'm strong, push away, but still have the safety blanket there should I need it. So what I'm going to do now is just try and move about in the frog stand, and that will then build a broader and a deeper skill. I'm getting really confident. Okay, so I know exactly where my forearms are, know where my fingers are, so I can lean forwards, pull back, maybe I go to the left, maybe I go to the right. See, I had to catch it there, and I can start to play in these positions. So maybe I go clockwise, anti-clockwise. And by having fun, the brain is engaged, we're keeping it light, we're keeping it playful. I know what it's like. You start learning a new skill and you start practicing all the time, everywhere you can. It places a lot of strain through the wrists and into the forearm. So making sure that we're spending a good amount of time warming those wrists up. And what we can also do is change the grip or change our hand placement. We can do that by using something like a parallette. And it means that rather than being front to back, it means that we can almost use this joystick position to control our weight. Now this will feel slightly different, but it gives our body and brain chance to build a broader and stronger skill, but it also allows our body a little bit of new stimulus so we're not overusing some of those extensors. Parallettes, shoulder width apart, nice tight grip, elbows into the knees, and I'm gradually working forwards until I start to feel light in the feet, lifting those off. I can come back down when I'm ready. Okay, so you're getting good at balancing and you've had a little play in those different positions. How do you make it harder? Because our body weight is fixed, it's not as easy to add load or change the stimulus. Hi, Fleur. So what we can do, rather than being nice and low in this frog stand, what we can then do is put more strength or ask more of the shoulders by taking our center of mass, i.e. our weight and our bum, above the shoulder. You'll see in this frog stand here, bit of a seesaw, I'm able to balance that load. If I want to increase the amount of shoulder strength, I'm going to take my bum higher. So rather than being elbow into knee, I'm going to try and put my knee onto my tricep. So taking it up nice and high. So if I think about putting my knee into my armpit, it will naturally rest onto the tricep. And now I'm having to use a lot more strength in this position to stay active. In yoga, this is called the crow stand, I believe. Same principle, but we're asking more of that shoulder. Hopefully that gives you some things to practice at home, and please let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed that and what you would like to see in the future. YouTube also thinks you will enjoy this video next, so go on, give it a click.